GBC Resolution 119 requires that every ISKCON Center project has a trained child protection team in place. And it is the duty of every GBC member and temple president to ensure that this particular team is in place and functioning actively. The child protection team should comprise of 2, 3, or 5 members of ISKCON who have been selected by management, who are known to be confidential and trustworthy. In this way, when members of our society choose to bring to the attention of child protection team members an act of abuse, they will feel comfortable in the knowledge that whatever is disclosed is kept confidentially. These type of devotees should ideally be persons who have been trained in the field of child protection. However, at the same time, it is not necessary for someone to have had this prior qualification. A mere interest for the protection of children is sufficient. Teachers are generally ideal child protection team members. Likewise, parents also form a part of a very good and vibrant child protection team. The existence of child protection team members should be made known to the entire community. This serves the purpose of acting as a deterrent to potential abusers who may enter into our community, and also at the same time serve the purpose of the members of our organization feeling free and comfortable and knowing who to approach in the event of an act of abuse having been perpetrated. Members of child protection teams should not only see their role as being reactive in terms of dealing with acts of abuse. Many acts of abuse could actually be prevented by proactive measures being put in place, such as on a regular basis, child protection teams holding awareness days within the community, having fun-filled activities for the children, having programs with the children which in an age-appropriate way are able to empower our children by helping them understand the differences between a good touch, a safe touch, an inappropriate touch, and that which types of acts constitute acts of abuse. The type of language that would be used in those type of training sessions with children would have to be simple language which is age appropriate. And of course, we must get the permission of the parents of those children before having them participate in those kind of training programs, and the parents should be made aware of the content and the nature of the information that is going to be shared with those children as well. Child protection team members should also, during the course of the year, develop relationships with other role players who they would need in the future, such as forming relationships and networking with the local police officers, with child psychologists, with counselors, with finding resources of other organizations who could assist in the event of a disclosure being brought to us, who we could thereafter refer this particular victim for counseling to. So there are several things that a child protection team could do other than just reacting to disclosures of abuse.
Abuse doesn't always happen by somebody living in the temple, but of course it could happen, so therefore screening every potential resident is very important. And if somebody is going to be doing a service that puts them at close contact for prolonged periods of time within the temple and in contact with children, then again I would say maybe they're not living in the temple, but they need to be screened, you know.
It may seem a formidable task to perform screening on every person that is engaged in service, especially with children or with volunteers and employees of your organization. And as managers, this particular task could be delegated to the CPT.
I think educators play a very important role in child protection within ISKCON, and the reason why that is because the teachers they're with children for a large percentage of the day, and the teachers are qualified to be able to impart skills and knowledge and values of child protection that children won't get without a specific program for instruction or induction into child protection or safety. the child protection program has two sides to it. One side is an empowerment side where children learn to deal with different situations in a safe way. They learn to perceive when a situation is becoming unsafe and what to do as a response to a potentially unsafe situation. That's the empowerment side. The other side is that when child protection programs are regularly presented in schools and in communities, children have the opportunity to reveal any situations that have happened to them, so they can disclose any discomfort, and the situations can be addressed in a positive and in a timely manner.
Hare Krishna. My name is Gandhari Devi Dasi and I serve at the Bhaktivedanta Swami Mission School. I take care of the cultural affairs and the cultural activities of the children and the spiritual education of the teachers as well as the children, checking on the spiritual standards that go on at the school. I feel child protection services is a very important aspect of any child-related program. It's a very important aspect of my school in particular, because these children have been given under our care, and it is our responsibility and our duty to actually look after them and take care of their interests and to protect them, which is one of the most important aspects of child protection. We definitely have a very steady child protection policy in our school. We have the child protection services of 2 counselors and the child safety officer, and in case there is an instance of abuse, it is taken care of, it is dealt with proper counseling, with proper guidance to the student, and children involved in this are definitely dealt with very strictly.